It was a Friday night, March 18, 2016. Hollowbridge train station sat on the quiet edge of Manchester, the kind of place where time moved a little slower after dark. Rain tapped against the timetable board, and the last train hummed somewhere in the distance. Among the few waiting commuters stood Ethan Cole, 27, an IT support engineer heading home after work. He texted his sister, "Train just arrived. See you soon." He slipped his old iPod into his pocket, balancing a coffee cup beside the vending machine on platform 3. At 9:42 p.m., the station clock ticked once, then froze. When staff checked the CCTV later that night, 4 minutes of footage were gone. And when they searched the platform, Ethan's bag and his small black notebook were all that remained. 8 years later, when engineers restored the missing footage, what they found was something no one could explain. He didn't mind the walk. He bought a black coffee at the kiosk, swiped his travel card, and headed to platform 3. CCTV showed him pacing slowly near the vending machine, scrolling through his notebook. At 9:38 p.m., he received a text from Lily, "Mum's making shepherd's pie. Hurry." He replied with a smiling emoji and typed, "Train just arrived. See you soon." That was his final message. A minute later, a passenger reported hearing a metallic clatter, like something dropping onto the tracks. Security footage confirmed it. Ethan's phone had slipped from his hand. He bent down, looked toward the edge of the platform, then stopped halfway. His posture stiffened, almost as if he'd seen a reflection that shouldn't exist. For 20 seconds, he stood motionless. Then he turned, glanced once toward the vending machine, and walked out of frame. When the 9:45 train arrived, the platform was empty. No one saw Ethan leave through the exit gates. His bag and notebook were found beside the vending machine, dry, undisturbed, as if carefully placed there. In the notebook's final entry were 3 words written in his neat block handwriting: "Don't look back." The following morning, police searched every tunnel, siding, and service corridor. Dogs traced his scent only 6 paces into the maintenance tunnel before it vanished completely. His shoes, coat, and ID were all missing. And the station clock above the platform, the same clock that stopped at 9:42 p.m., refused to restart, even after maintenance replaced its wiring. For the next 6 months, flyers covered Manchester's lampposts. His mother pleaded on television. Lily checked every anonymous message board online. But eventually, the case fell silent, like the still image of the train clock that refused to move forward. Detective Inspector Mark Davies led the Hollowbridge inquiry. He'd handled disappearances before, debt runaways, abductions, false alarms. But nothing about Ethan's file added up. No financial stress. No relationship issues. No sign of planning or farewell. The CCTV system showed a 4-minute gap exactly between 9:41 and 9:45 p.m. The feed before the gap, Ethan standing beside the vending machine. The feed after, the same machine, same angle, Ethan gone, coffee cup untouched. Technicians called it a data error caused by voltage fluctuation. But station records showed no power loss that night. Then came the strange witness statements. A train conductor claimed he saw a figure on the tracks roughly 2 miles ahead, near the Hollowbridge tunnel, yet no emergency signal had been tripped. Another passenger said she heard faint music playing, something old, like from an iPod, though none of the nearby commuters wore earphones. Davies inspected Ethan's apartment. Everything was in order, laptop shut down at 6 p.m., dishes washed, travel card on the table. The only anomaly, the wall calendar marked March 18th, last train, written in pen. Weeks turned to months. Every lead dissolved into coincidence. The official report called it missing, presumed dead. Lily refused to believe it. Her mother stopped taking calls from the press. The Hollowbridge platform was repainted in 2018. The vending machine removed. But every March 18th, someone placed a single coffee cup beneath the new security camera. No one ever claimed responsibility. 8 years later, in 2024, the station began another renovation. New lighting, fiber cables, and digital CCTV storage. A junior technician, Oliver Hall, was tasked with digitizing the old archive drives. Buried in a forgotten folder labeled Backup 2016_maintenance. He found a file named Plat 3-0942.mkv. When he opened it, the footage flickered with static. The timestamp read 21:41 to 21:45. Exactly the missing 4 minutes. At first, the image was unstable, fractured pixels, distorted colors. Then it cleared. Ethan stood beside the vending machine, motionless. But the scene wasn't identical. The station clock behind him showed 9:42, its second hand trembling. The sound of faint static filled the background. Then, in the reflection on the glass vending machine, another Ethan appeared. Older, weary, wearing the same coat but water-stained. He stepped closer until both figures aligned perfectly, one real, one reflected. Ethan turned slowly toward the camera. And for a brief instant, the frame split in two. One feed marked 2016. The other overlaid 2024. In both, Ethan's eyes looked directly at the lens. Then the lights blinked. A burst of static drowned the frame. When the picture returned, the platform was empty. Only the vending machine remained, its reflection showing the clock stuck forever at 9:42. Oliver replayed it 100 times before alerting police. Metadata confirmed the file's authenticity. The timestamp hadn't been altered. Even the power logs matched the night of the disappearance. When Detective Davies, long retired, saw it, he whispered, "He's looking at us, like he knows he's still there." The footage was sealed under digital forensics review. A single still frame leaked online weeks later. Ethan facing the camera, half lit by the station light, expression calm, almost understanding. Online forums called it the Hollowbridge loop. No one could replicate the glitch. Spring 2025. Hollowbridge Station reopened after renovation. Platform 3 gleamed with new tiles, bright screens, and freshly painted rails. But locals said the air still felt off. Detective Davies visited one last time. He stood where the vending machine had been, hands in his pockets, listening to the echo of passing trains. He counted 6 paces toward the tunnel. The same distance the search dogs once stopped. He felt a faint vibration through the ground, like a heartbeat that didn't belong to any train. Margaret Cole still leaves flowers each year. She never watches the footage. When asked why, she says softly, "Because I don't want to know when he went, only that he tried to come home." Lily keeps Ethan's iPod on her desk. Sometimes, without pressing play, it lights up at 9:42 p.m. Every track erased except one file labeled loop.mp3. When opened, it plays 7 seconds of faint train noise. And the sound of a clock ticking once, then stopping. The vending machine's manufacturer once confirmed something odd. Its glass reflection doesn't align correctly in any new photos. In every image taken since 2024, there's a faint outline of a man, standing just out of frame. No one talks about it now. But the still shot of Ethan's face, eyes lifted, time frozen, remains one of the strangest unsolved moments in British rail history. Some mysteries stay buried in reports. Others linger, replaying endlessly, caught between seconds that never pass. Ethan Cole vanished at 9:42 p.m., and 8 years later, the camera captured something impossible. As if time itself refused to let go. If this story left you wondering, subscribe to Vanished Stories. For the next chapter where truth bends, and the past still watches through the lens. Because some footage should never have been recovered.